Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 210th episode of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast, coming at you on January 8th, 2023, first podcast of the new year. Hope you enjoyed whatever new intro music I decided to set for this episode, because we're in a new era of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast. We're in the Capricorn era. That's where we are right now.
Is it the year? No, wait. Oh, is it January? I don't even know.
I don't know.
What is a Capricorn?
What's a Capricorn birth month? That felt right.
Yeah, it's the Capricorn right now. January 19th is the end of Capricorn.
Well, we're keeping that energy for the entire year. That's where our moon is. That's both our fire and water sign. Watch out, astrologists. We're coming at you. We don't care about your conventions.
No.
Conventions. Dude, the conventions of astrologists are as fluid as water.
They literally changed them while we were children.
Yeah.
Changed the dates.
And most people still said no, they didn't. And
we got a snake in there now sometimes. All right, on the podcast today, we have a man who a wild card, the wild card of 2023, Andrew Clark. How you doing? How was your break?
my break was good. As the wild card, I could make the 7th seed with a win over the Lions.
Yeah.
Get that coveted 7 seed, which
Wild card
just always gets absolutely fucking destroyed. Like, it's happened twice now, and both times, all 4 games were just absolute dumpster fires.
If I can Nostradamus for a second, I say we do. I say the Packers, if they make it, reasonable if at this point, if they make it, they do win that first game and then move on to play the 49ers, and as is tradition, just suffer an embarrassing defeat.
We actually can't play the 49ers in the second round, no matter what.
We might play them in the first round.
Yeah, we almost certainly will play them in the first round, but if we don't, we will automatically play whoever's the 1 seed.
That was another thing that was changed, that the first and second both don't have buys anymore. That is my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second seed doesn't have a bye, so we'll automatically play the first seed because the first seed will advance and we're the 7th seed. Although, can the Niners still take the first seed? I don't even know if they're in competition for that. I have a lot of I have the odds forward, but yeah.
I think it was like they could take the first seed if like the Eagles and the Cowboys lose, something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to say it right here. Assuming that the 49ers win and get that 2 seed, we're fucked. We're going to get so embarrassed on
Aaron
national
Rodgers'
TV.
last game as an NFL player will be getting dicked by Brock Purdy, this year's Mr. Irrelevant.
They are going to absolutely destroy us. On the off chance that the Eagles lose, the Niners lose, and the Cowboys win, and we play the Cowboys, we're beating the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're fucking destroying the Cowboys' hearts and souls
in Jerry
at
World.
home on some bullshit last-minute drive where they all celebrated with a minute left because they were like, look, we did it. We took the lead. We're about to win. And then with no timeouts, we somehow get in field goal range for Mason Crosby to doink it in and like win on some stupid walk-off. Like that is absolutely what will happen.
This is just
on the off chance that happens.
This is just the weirdest fucking rock, paper, scissors match. Okay, 49ers beat us. We beat the Cowboys. Cowboys beat the 49ers?
Yeah, probably not. I think the 49ers are a better team than the Cowboys.
That reality could play out.
There's a world.
Yeah.
In a world. Yeah. I'm precluding the Lions. Obviously, they're a good enough team.
Not jinxing anything.
Yeah, I think. But in all reality, like the Seahawks are probably going to beat the Rams, and when that happens, like the Lions are out, and they're not going to play the same way. Like Dan Campbell's going to claim we're here to bite some kneecaps and shit like that, but it's different. It's different when you're not putting everything on the line, you know.
No.
So.
And that man putting everything on the line in 2023 is Ryan Holtz.
Putting everything on the fucking line. I got beef.
Yeah?
Y'all hungry for some beef?
Bring it.
This shit's fucked up. This shit's got me real fucked up.
Eating beef in the new year. Let's go.
Yeah. So yesterday we're at a nice Korean corn dog place. You guys ever had Korean corn dogs? They're very tasty.
I hear they're amazing.
Yeah. No, Jade had a rant this morning about how angry she is that we can't ever find Korean corn dogs.
Yeah.
So
It's on another level. They can fill it like half with mozzarella, half with a hot dog.
Oh.
They put potatoes like embedded in the breading.
They've
It's
Americans. I love this.
Yeah, they do it much better. We're there, and it's a good place. It has great reviews. The food was amazing. I'm like, all right, gonna go wash my hands. Walk over into the fucking bathroom, and they wrote a catchy song about it in some country and shit like that. When COVID hit, everyone was like, hey, here's a thing that doctors have been telling us for years and we ignored. You should be washing your hands for 20 to 30 seconds every single time to properly clean them, right? Like, say the alphabet, sing the birthday song, like all this shit about like, guys, you need to wash your hands for 20 to 30 seconds. How are we not reevaluating the fact that so many automatic sensor faucets run for 2 to 3 seconds and then turn off, and you have to pull your hands out, put them back in, pull your hands up, you're just in and out, desperately trying to get any sort of water because they want to save a cent. They literally want to save like 2 pennies like every time you wash your hands. Like, how are we not past that as a society? Like, you can't tell people, hey, wash your hands properly 20 to 30 seconds and then turn around and just go full capitalism mode and like, no, you get 16 drops of water before it automatically turns off. Like, bro, shit's fucked up.
I can't even make the argument of, oh, they're conserving water, because after the past 2 weeks in the Los Angeles area, no, that's not an argument anymore.
But you also can't. Like, we can't make that argument. It's like saying, oh, we're conserving water by not, like, washing our clothes and just wearing filthy-ass clothes. Like, no, you have to do this. In order to properly clean your hands, you have to wash them for 20 seconds. So having a faucet auto turn off at any amount less than 20 seconds is unacceptable. And in reality, they could make it easier for people by having it automatically run for 20 seconds, because this is how long you're supposed to be using it, folks. Like, this is it.
I mean, Ryan, you're asking, like, how is this the way that we're doing things? Like, they're saving a couple of cents by making sure that I can't wash my hands properly. We spent the last 3 years proving that when it comes to the decision of the health of the public or some money for businesses, the answer is always some money.
Not even like total profit. Not even like the business will go under if we can't get this. Just like a little
amount of money.
$600. Like, they'll take it because 600 is more than zero.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's absolute bullshit. At a certain point, I'm going to start striking back. At a certain point, I'm going to be like, oh, you want the plague? Oh, I see. Like, I see how it is. I'm going to start posting in anti-mask, anti-vax groups like, hey, I got a great Korean corn dog place for you guys. Like, I'm going to start sending people their way because, you know what? This is fucked up.
You would sabotage what is otherwise a pretty solid Korean corn dog place over the state of their bathrooms.
Yeah. No,
okay.
They got me fucked up. This shit's fucked. And granted, the employees aren't the owners, blah, 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 blah. But, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll send them to the people. I'll send them to their houses. I'll look up who owns this business. Send them straight to their house because this is fucked up.
And then last but not least on the pod, hello, I'm Lucas the writer. My New Year's resolution for 2023 is only to try more new stuff. So if you're out there, you got a new thing for me to try, let me know. I'm DTF. Let's do it.
So you mean fucking new stuff?
Yeah.
I'd fuck with some new shit, yeah.
And try new stuff, but then you said DTF, so...
Yeah, Ryan was about to say, you should try Korean corn dogs. Yeah. Maybe not from this one restaurant, but somewhere else, sure. And Lucas is like, can I fuck it?
Yeah.
Can I fuck that corn dog?
You could. That would be easier than a lot of foods, I suppose.
It's got, like, the corn and potato flake, like, ribbed edges that might... I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Fantastic texture.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're selling me on it right now. I don't know.
It sounds scratchy. Like
Oh. It's scratchy. You can use ketchup as lube. I don't know. We're getting
God.
No, that's too spicy.
Can we not do this?
No.
No, I don't know. What's a new thing that Lucas should try, Andrew? I think we need to provide him with one thing.
Like, I mean, again, like just anything, or are you talking food or entertainment?
No, I want to do more new stuff. Now, I think I've been in Los Angeles now, where I can no longer use I'm doing Los Angeles. That's the new thing. That's me getting out there. That's me exploring and being adventurous. I think I now need to make a conscious effort after being here for a year and a half. Just being in LA isn't enough anymore.
Did you go skiing with Ryan?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
never
okay,
again. I would make that trip again, Ryan. I don't think I can ski. I'm not good at that.
Lucas would be pizzaing the whole way down the mountain, and these aren't Wisconsin mountains.
Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do, though, man.
Yeah.
These are miles long, just like making a perfect V indent in the snow.
Look, that will keep you from falling down. That does sound like hell on your quads.
Yeah, no, it didn't look fun.
I got a fantastic workout in. Did fuck up one of my big toenails for about 3 months afterwards, but a good time. Good times were had.
New things. I'm gonna try to get into cooking Korean food, so that's my new thing. I really like Korean food. Yeah, bulgogi has always been kind of like this is the shit. But like I'm gonna actually try to make some different authentic stuff.
Angel's literally gonna be cooking some bulgogi in the background as we
fuck yeah
do this podcast.
Nice.
So, and I might have a plate. You can see the finished product.
So like I cooking new things is always fun, Lucas. So if you wanted to try cooking some new stuff, like you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could try biking. You could be a bicycle guy.
Okay. I'm open to it.
Is Los Angeles a bikeable city?
No.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but no. Like,
No.
yeah, you could. No, probably shouldn't.
It's the way people are biking is kind of frustrating. Not to dock myself, but I see people biking in like the slow lane on Magnolia, and I'm just kind of like, dude, good for you, saving the planet, affordable way to get around. Don't do it on a major street. Did you get one over? That's where you should be. Like this.
Bikers run stop signs all the time. Like, yeah, you can just get on a side residential street and it'll be the same speed for you. Yeah, probably a good idea, but no, I don't. You've been out of the country, right, Lucas?
Yes, I've been to Spain, Canada, and technically London.
Never been to Mexico.
I was talking with my partner. We are feeling like, hey, been a while since she's been to Mexico. She'd like to make another trip. Like,
I think that's what I would suggest. Get your ass down to Mexico. It's our next door neighbor.
You're getting reasonably affordable too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're getting like Mexico Light in LA already. Might as well get the real thing. Get a full dose. I've only heard good things about Mexico City.
That's true. Okay, adding that all to the list.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, try new creative things. Like, you're a writer. You could write some fiction.
Write the great American novel.
Yeah. Do it. You could like work on some videos again. You've done videos before. I guess that's not new.
Yeah, not new then.
Don't do that.
Don't make any videos.
Yeah, even if you really like doing it, don't do that.
Part 1 of Why the Chainsaw Man adaptation is ass by Lucas the writer.
Oh yeah, you could try not liking anime.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I chose the wrong job for that, but okay. Although no way, I was just talking about this. Like, I briefly didn't like anime when I first moved out to Los Angeles. That seeing a body pillow with a 14-year-old girl on it out in the wild kind of soured me on that experience.
Did you not think they were real? Did you think that they were just urban legends before?
I thought people were doing it. People were selling it as a gag.
No. That shit's legitimate. That's unironic, dude.
Adult woman on one of those? By the grace of God, go you. No objections there. Live your life. Follow your truth. Have a hump pillow. Cool. Child on there? I don't know. I don't think so.
Before we get into like the actual meat of this podcast. You know, you guys talk about leaving the country. That's a nice thing that you guys can do. I don't have a passport, so I
can't get one.
I kept putting it off. I kept putting off getting a passport. I should have done it a long time ago, and I kept putting it off, and I don't know why. I finally started the process of getting a passport recently, and I did so by going to, sign up for a passportappointment.com or whatever the fuck. And I made an appointment at one of my local post offices to go down there, do the application, get the photo taken, have it submitted. You know, you have to submit your birth certificate, and like they take it and they send it away and stuff like that. You have to have like a couple of photo IDs. You have to fill out this thing, and it said fill out the application with the attendant and submit, and then get photo taken. Okay, I get there. My appointment starts 20 minutes late because they're just really slow. And I'm like, I have to get back to fucking work. This was supposed to be done 10 minutes ago. And I get up to the desk, and this Russian lady's there. And she's like, give me your application. And I'm like, I'm supposed to do it here. And she's like, no, are you fucking stupid? You're supposed to bring the application already finished. I'm like, that's not what it says on the website. And she said, yes, it does. Pulled out a piece of type paper with bold letters printed on it that said, have application done before you get here.
Oh my
I'm like, that. I don't fucking care that you have a piece of white paper that you wrote that says have your application done. It says on the website, do it here. And she started yelling at me, and then pulls out the application. She's like, now everyone's going to be late because of you. I'm like, I was supposed to be at work already. Like, I'm late because of you. and also, spoiler alert, and this was all said and done, it took me the exact same amount of time as the person before me. But I was doing the application, and the entire time this bitch is yelling at me. And the questions are like, what city was your father born in? What city was your mother born in? What city was your wife born in? I'm like, I don't know all this shit. And then like I'm writing it down. And at one point I had to like fill out my dad's full name, and there was a separate section for his first and last name. And I wrote his full name in the first section. I'm like, oh shit. So I crossed off his last name, put it in the second section, and she's like, you fucked it up. Now you have to do the whole thing. They won't accept it with any like corrections. So she took it, and she's like, God damn it. She's just yelling at me in incomprehensible English. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to fill out sensitive government documents while someone's yelling at you.
Under duress.
Under duress from a foreign national.
Nah.
It's not fun. And then I don't even know if this is going to get accepted, because it's like, what city was your father born in? I put his hometown. Turns out he was born one town over. Just like lots of people. Like, fucking,
this is why they tell you to fill it out beforehand, Andrew, so you can contact people and make sure this information is correct.
They didn't tell me that.
Oh, bureaucracy.
So I had to pay $250 because everything's like a separate charge. And then I'm probably just going to get told in 6 weeks, no, and then have it all start over again. So yeah, like I might not ever leave the country.
I have a follow-up question for you, but I recently had a little bit of a weird passport situation when I first moved. My address changed in the window of it being mailed, and apparently like high priority government mail isn't redirected automatically when you give a post office like a change of address thing. So if you call like the listed, like this is the passport office for your area, they're pretty helpful. They're pretty accommodating. Wait, if you don't have a passport, do you have a real ID then?
Yeah, and I have actually since I got my driver's license. I've had a real ID for 11 years. My very first driver's license was just a real ID for some reason.
Shouldn't this be super easy since the documents needed for one are like synonymous with the other?
Yeah, you'd think so, Lucas. But turns out Donald Trump put in a bunch of new passport restrictions like 3 years ago.
Right.
So it's harder to get one than it was like a couple of years ago, which is why this form was longer and more complicated. I need to send in my birth certificate to the Department of State and then have them send it back to me 2 months later. Yeah.
Nice.
And also why it's more expensive.
Andrew, I know you can't really do this now, but I just got to say, my passport applying experience of just being in an empty post office with my mom when I'm 15 or 16 and having her fill out all the information because she knows the hometown she and my dad were born in and all that dumb shit. Pretty peak way to do it. That's the way I would recommend.
Nice.
Yeah.
The last thing that I forgot was one of the things that this Russian lady was yelling at me was, we just got audited. We had someone from the Department of State in here and tell us we were doing a bunch of stuff wrong. And now you're doing stuff wrong and you're going to make us look bad.
You got that post office in trouble with the feds, Andrew?
No, they got in trouble with the feds. And then I went to the post office when they were frazzled. Anyway.
Listen, man, there's a lot going on. They're not happy about those dumb-looking cars they have to drive now either. Glad they're not exploding anymore, but, you know. So, like, I don't know. I now realize that maybe having, like, such a stringent format for this podcast, maybe great organizationally, maybe not the best in terms of creating a great and entertaining show. So I'm not going to say what section we're moving into, but what do you guys want to talk about from the items we have listed on the planning doc or things you just want to bring up?
Andrew, what do you want to bring up?
Let's see. Congress is a functioning, quote unquote functioning body again. We briefly had
an infinite Congress. That was incredible.
Well, yeah, what if that was the scam? Because you can't swear in new members until this part of the congressional process is over with, like electing a speaker. So like, what if there was just some sort of scam where people that lost elections were like, I don't have to leave if we never choose a leader. And I will forever be a congressperson.
Most entertainingly to me from this kerfuffle is that a lot of people who didn't win re-elections or who retired from their congressional positions, they are legally not able to start their new jobs because a lot of former Congress people become lobbyists or something else that's super sketchy. They were legally not able to start that job because they are still Congress people and they legally cannot hold other jobs until the next wave of Congress is sworn in.
Yeah. So they're like, fuck, I don't care who we're voting for. I'm not going to be a part of this anymore. I'll just get this over with so I can get back to, I don't know, like telling you
oil companies.
Yeah, no, like I need to get out of Congress so that I can tell the members of Congress what to do as the member of the oil and gun lobby.
What was it, like 15 rounds of voting and they finally got him in?
Yeah, I think the 15th was what finally made Matt Gaetz cave.
Did it end up being unanimous? I honestly didn't even keep track by the end.
I don't remember.
Every Republican, were there any dissenters?
Well, Matt Gaetz saw the voting around approaching 18 and was like, I can't fuck with that. I stole that from Twitter, I'll admit that.
Yeah, I saw a good TikTok about it too. So what do we need to make this end? I'll offer to blow Matt Gaetz if I have to. I could pass for 13.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, he's still fuck.
Yeah, he's in more political power than ever, probably.
At least we know what Matt Gaetz's deal is, which the same can't be said for incumbent Republican George Santos, if that is his real name. Who, shortly after winning election in New York, it was reported on by the New York Times that he lied broadly to get into Congress. He fabricated his work history, his religion. He's not
Jewish.
ethnically or otherwise.
Never was.
And is wanted in Brazil for check fraud.
This dude's writing phony checks, like straight out of 1930s America.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also maybe he's flashing white nationalist dog whistle signs on the congressional floor. And it's... Do you go to jail for this? Do you get... is it impeached if you're just an elected official for this? I think so. Yeah.
You don't get nothing.
Yeah. No.
Ain't shit gonna happen to this
You
dude.
won the election. You're good now. Come on.
You are clean.
One of the most powerful people in the body that this guy is in is a pedophile.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, is Donald Trump still considered a member of the Republican Party? Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Donald Trump is the presumptive nominee for their next presidential.
Matt Gaetz nominated
election.
Donald Trump for speaker. Of the
Yeah, to
House.
be speaker. That's
Yeah.
right. You got to
It's
vote.
not a thing he could do. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
it is.
What? You have to be in Congress to be speaker,
No,
don't you?
you don't. I also said the same thing. I was
Wow.
like, wait, yeah, no, they have to, that's a dumb vote. And then they're like, actually, there is literally nothing in the Constitution that requires the Speaker of the House to be a member of the House.
So I could be speaker of the House.
Yep.
Sick. Dude, I just came up with a really good movie idea.
You would be third in line to be president. Like that
I
seems like
know.
a big loophole.
Yeah,
like that
no.
you could install anyone as president with
I get,
2 assassinations and and a weird vote. That's it's
guy
kinda scary.
becomes president through hijinks after getting elected erroneously as Speaker of the House. You know, like it's like a same name situation, but they like nominated me accidentally. I become Speaker of the House. The president dies, and the vice president has a mental breakdown and quits. Now I'm president. Like
They wouldn't let it. They'd have to both die.
Right.
Like in all reality, they would not let the vice president.
okay, they're
go.
both they're both on Air Force One,
Yeah.
and
Which is also not allowed, but yes. For that exact same reason.
No. They're both on Air Force One because they're having an affair with each other.
Oh, they're
and-
fucking...
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's all like not condoned. And then,
Is that what we're gonna get now, by the way, like for the rest of time, now that Biden's done that with Kamala Harris? Like it's just gonna be old white dudes, but they pick a woman like as their vice president. So then
That's
we'll
going to be a
always
trend
just
for a
have
while. Yeah.
mixed ticket, like because you just can't not
Yeah.
have a woman on the ticket, but it'll never actually be the woman as the president. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gay man, I feel like checks a lot of the same boxes
As a woman? Or as
Gay
what?
men are kind
to
of the
like
same
broadly
thing as a woman,
America
you're
to
right.
appeal to the Democratic base.
But the Republicans have to appeal to the same base.
Oh
Do
no,
you think
they're
that-
not. No.
You think McCain chose Palin because of her legislative ability? Like what?
I mean, I think
the
that's
exact same
also
thing.
going to be a factor in the vice presidency for nominations for the Republicans going forward.
Yeah.
The
I think it's gonna
McCallan-
be Trump
Palin-
and Marjorie Taylor Greene or some shit.
Oh yeah, she has his name is DT in her phone. Y'all see that? Like towards the end when it was getting really fucking dire, there's an image of her desperately trying to like give her phone to one of the holdouts, and someone zoomed in and you can just clearly see that it's Trump. Like it just says DT. And
Like, oh, it
she's
was
just
Trump
like,
calling,
yeah,
trying to
Trump was
tell-
like, get me on the phone with this fucker who's holding out. Like, yeah. And she's just like, and the guy's like ignoring it, just like, no, I don't want to fucking talk to Trump. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. But yeah, no, in all reality, you would have to kill the president and the vice president literally pretty much simultaneously, because that is going to be priority number one, is getting the vice president sworn in and getting a new vice president named instantly so that it doesn't go to the speaker.
In a video game.
In a video game. Who's the first? Because it's speaker, then it's Senate pro tempore, right? It's just like the oldest
Yes.
senator, which is dumb.
Right.
Who's the first up? Is it Secretary of State? Like who's the first member of the cabinet?
I thought it wasn't it like House Whip, like
No.
before all of them.
Really? Well, not before all of them. Not before Speaker. Speaker, I know is third for a fact, and I'm pretty sure pro tempore is fourth. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's Secretary of State is fifth.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
that
president,
kinda makes
vice
sense.
president, speaker of the House.
Yep.
What was for?
The president pro tempore of the Senate. It's basically like the oldest member of the Senate, like longest serving.
Longest serving. Okay,
Yeah.
not oldest in age. Okay.
No, but like,
But still,
usually
dumb
that's
as
what
fuck.
happens because
Yeah.
it's someone who's like fucking 80 or 85. holding on for no reason.
Unless this is the night of the State of the Union, in which case they're like,
That's
hey,
a show.
Yeah.
They made a show called Designated Survivor
Right,
with
yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland
Yeah,
about
It got
that.
like 2 seasons,
That's
didn't
what
it?
I remember that from. Yeah.
It's a real thing. You have to have one person not in the same area who's in the line of succession, so that if something real bad happens, everything's going to be fine.
But like the line does go forever, doesn't it? Like,
No, not forever. It stops at Homeland Security. That's the end. That's the last one.
It looks like there are a couple of ties. Like for 14th, it's Secretary of Transportation, and then below that,
Energy.
Secretary.
If you think about it, though, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security is probably the person with like the highest level of competency in pulling off a mass assassination of members of Congress. So couldn't they just say like, "Hey, I volunteer. I won't be at the State of the Union this year. I'm gonna sit this one out, and then just kill everybody."
I stand corrected. The reason that is dashed out on Wikipedia, this is the line of succession, but the person currently holding the Secretary of Energy and Homeland Security positions are not natural-born U.S. citizens, so they are ineligible to become president.
That's what it is?
Yes.
So Veterans Affairs is the last one.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Totally someone incapable of organizing a coup that assassinates 14 other members of the line of succession. Just every single person, we come up with some conspiracy theory for how they could pull it off. Like, Secretary of Education seems pretty smart. I think they could probably do something with that. I don't know. This
picture of Dennis McDough, he's got that dog in him. He'd fight for it.
Dennis McDonough? Yeah, his name is fucking McDonough. And I guarantee he served in the military.
That's a presidential name if I've ever fucking heard it.
Oh, he was chief of staff. That's right, for Obama for a while. He was in the famous picture where Hillary's like covering her mouth with the Bin Laden raid. Ooh. You guys missed it, but like just off screen, Angel was trying to get my attention by doing like a spooky ghost costume move, like ooh, like waving her arms. And it took me a second, but when I realized it was like, holy shit, there's someone to my left waving their arms. But I got some bulgogi.
That's the gogi.
Bag is secured. This is gonna be fucking amazing. But
let's talk about an organization fumbling the bag. MAGfest, one of the most celebrated video game fan conventions in the world, included a Gamergate dog whistle on some of their official directional banners. That being Kotaku's journalistic integrity, 404 not found. And that led to a good amount of outcry, and both from like video games reporters and convention attendees. Then, according to the official MAGfest Twitter account, the sign was meant to poke fun at Kotaku, jokingly, in a response to an article written last year that was critical of their COVID policies, as more than 50 people contracted the Omicron variant at the convention last year.
I'm going to, if you guys can give me the floor for a second,
go for it.
Make the greatest joke of all time, a joke that I'm sure has not been made about the situation already.
Okay.
MAGfest, more like MAGAfest. Am I right?
Oh,
fair use, fair use, fair use. Continue.
Yeah, that's going in the title contenders now, Andrew.
No, please don't.
Are you happy with yourself?
No.
Oh, cool. Gamers, even at the top level, even when it was like their job to be a gamer, are shitty, and flashing some alt-right shit is not surprising. Not as surprising as it should be in 2023, I guess.
Yeah, no, literally not surprising at all.
No.
Are gamers the worst? I guess.
Fandom?
I was gonna say, are gamers the worst group with the certain threshold of members? Because obviously, yeah, if you just said like fucking Nazis or something, like
right.
Sure, but that's what, like, how many people are self-professed Nazis in the world? Like 20,000. Like, it's really small.
A group of people whose like the qualifications for being in that group, what the group is about, is not what makes them shitty. It's the everything else just about the people that's not related to what they're doing.
Right.
Like that kind of group. And like
widespread, like base amount of members. Like there's so many gamers and somehow they all suck.
Sports fans are up there.
But sports fans are most people. Like
football fans, NFL fans specifically. I'm going to put that group on blast.
They are worse than gamers. Holy shit.
Again, like I still think NFL fans, that's just a representation of America. That's a pretty, I don't know, it's a pretty even slice.
It's like, what, 150 million people watch the Super Bowl? Like, if you conservatively call all of those people NFL fans, which, let's be honest, probably like half of them aren't, like, it's definitely not the US. Like, it's probably like 70, 75 million or so.
Okay, so I need to be more specific. I need to find a more specific fandom that is not overtly a hate group. Harry Potter fans. At this point,
that's a whole generation. That's worse than NFL fans.
You're talking about millennials.
Also, Harry Potter fans are definitely not J.K. Rowling fans. If you said J.K. Rowling fans, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think most Harry Potter fans exist in opposition of J.K. Rowling.
At the very worst, most of them probably just like are willing to ignore J.K. Rowling's problems, which is bad enough in itself. But, you know, probably most of them are like, yeah, I like Harry Potter. No, I'm not a transphobe, but like I like Harry Potter.
Elon Musk stands. Or we
could just say Nazis. Yeah, you could just say Nazis. I don't
know. That's a pretty good one. I mean,
but I don't think that's enough people. Like, how many people are Elon Musk stands out there? Like,
it's also not like widespread enough.
How many people conservatively would we call gamers? What is a gamer?
Wow.
What is a gamer? Let's get
fucking philosophical. What is a gamer?
It's just a Matt Walsh shit. What is a gamer?
A gamer. It's called gaming, and kids are doing it all around the country. But is this seemingly harmless activity turning your kids into fucking pieces of shit that flame people on Twitter? And
probably.
So not to disparage people who primarily play mobile games. I think that is
shit. Luke is about to throw down.
I think a gamer, for the sake of this argument, let's say you own a piece of hardware dedicated to playing video games. So Ryan, I would say that your partner, having acquired a Switch last year, is now a gamer.
Damn.
Is that too
broad?
broad?
There are people that use mobile phones pretty much exclusively for gaming.
That's true.
And that also, like, you know, we're talking about gamers. Like, are gamers just people that play video games, or are gamers people that play video games and have the mentality of gamers that we're talking about? All three of us are gamers in the way that we play video games. I don't think any of the three of us exhibit the traits of being a gamer the way that we would think about it. I would not call either of you gamers. I wouldn't call myself a gamer.
I definitely self-identify as a gamer, and whenever I'm poking fun at gamers, I am absolutely poking fun at part of myself. Like,
no, dude, you shower. You can't be a gamer.
Wow. Okay, now you're self-selecting, though. Now you're being like...
Yeah, gamers are pieces of shit. Like
gamers suck. Well, then, by default, gamers are going to be the worst
gamers
population.
Are Nazis. They call you the F word, the bad one.
It's like how Ian would describe the difference between horror and thriller movies. And he was like, thriller movies are good. And it's just like, well, then by that definition, horror movies are bad, because you said all good horror movies are just thrillers. No, For me, I saw a TikTok of a dude whose grandpa has beaten Candy Crush.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't know that was
Wow.
possible. Like he's he's on like level 15,780. He's found out that they only release 3 levels a week.
Oh.
Like, and he plays them as they come out. Like he plays and he beats those 3 levels and he stays on top of it. Like, and he's at the end. Like, and then they keep extending the runway for him specifically, like 3 more levels every week. And he gets to just play 150 new levels a year. But he has beaten it by all intents and purposes. Like, if that's not a gamer, I don't know what is. Like, that's literally just because he's on mobile. I don't know, man. It's fucking wild. That's more dedication than I will ever have to any video game.
Okay, I would imagine. I'm standing by my definition. I would imagine in his case, his phone is a Candy Crush machine. You know what? He's like dedicated to that.
Yeah.
I hope he is like a Nazi.
If you have, so you have an iPad.
Yeah.
Are you a gamer? Like, if you have games on your iPad and you play them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's not a huge bar.
Right.
Every kid is a gamer then, pretty much.
Yeah, every member of the United States of America is a gamer because, again, you're talking about having a cell phone.
Well, he's saying that cell phones don't count.
Okay.
They can count, but not by default.
They have to be the primary use.
Yeah, but again, like games. we're getting down to the point where it's like the qualifications of being a gamer are you a gamer, yes or no?
Self-identification is probably useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, not do you play, like, are you a gamer? Like, if they say yes, then yeah, you are. Oh. There's probably some people who say no who still fall under the group, but I don't know.
That's such a wide spectrum, though, of, I'll play The Sims every other Friday versus, dude, I'm pounding Code Red Mountain Dew and, like, getting the nukes ending in Call of Duty Warzone. Like, that's what I'm about.
Andrew didn't hear this, and he also doesn't self-identify me as a gamer, but he probably will after he hears this. In FIFA 23, I explained to Lucas and Ian and Jesus my strategy for getting ultra valuable Team of the Year players who are like 96, 97 overall that you can use for the rest of the cycle, so like 6 more months. And it involves me literally like not playing for a week so that the algorithm detects that I'm like potentially leaving and then gives me a good player to keep me. It involves losing 10 games in a row on purpose so that the algorithm again detects that I might be getting a little upset and might leave. And then once again primes me for receiving one of these players. I have saved up 136 packs that all give me a chance to pack one of these players.
You know what? I take it back, Ryan. You are a gamer and you're the bad kind.
Yeah, no, I'm in the bad place.
I got called a faggot for the first time on Call of Duty in a while. Yesterday.
Shit. Damn.
Yeah,
I think I did when I first booted up Warzone 2.0 because I didn't turn off proximity chat.
Yeah, I did turn off proximity chat, but like I didn't turn off like the kill cam chat, you know, where if you kill someone or they kill you, you can hear each other for like 5 seconds.
But those are fun most of the time.
Yeah,
I
I killed a guy in DMZ, and as soon as he dropped, it just blaring in my speakerphones, effort, like just. And then it went away. Like, it scared me.
I have not heard that out in the wild outside of high school. I heard that one time in a 7-Eleven because I had to get a cashier's check to lock in on an apartment for some reason. Fucking wild.
Yeah, I forgot that cashier's checks are checks that a cashier can give you.
It's a scam. Yeah. But no, somebody having a mental health crisis was shouting it and like, all right, fuck video games. Maybe that is the worst fandom.
Yeah. No, the best ones are always when it's like calm. The unhinged ones can be like fun, but also they get kind of old. Someone's just like literally screaming at the top of their lungs. But like the ones that are very calm, collected, like, no, I hope you go die. Like just like very, very calm, no emotion whatsoever. Just like, hope you get cancer. Like just like, ooh.
I'm going to find where you live.
Yeah.
Just without any hint of malice.
Right.
It's a promise. It's not a threat.
Right. Oh, I've got your IP address, and then reads it. No, probably not enough time, but yeah.
I asked this to you two, knowing that I have to abstain from this conversation. What about the anime fandom? Better or worse than gamers?
Ooh. I don't know if anime fandom is widespread enough, though.
Oh, okay.
I think it is now. I think the last couple of years, anime has gotten so big.
Wow, it's mainstream now. Lucas can stop ironically pretending to like it. No, I'm kidding.
It's not quite mainstream, but I think it's definitely on that cusp. In like a couple of years, I think anime will be mainstream.
Oh no.
Unfortunately.
Andrew, we've only got a couple of years before the event horizon. We need to head
start
this off
before
it gets out of control.
We need to go find Akira Toriyama and threaten him into stop making Dragon Ball.
Stop making all anime.
He is not. He has spent more time not making Dragon Ball at this point than I think making Dragon Ball.
Oh, like George R.R. Martin in the Winds of Winter.
Here's a philosophical question for you. If somehow, for the most insane reason, it was just a fact of life that anime, like Japanese animation in like the common anime art style, was deadly. Like after 30 years of exposure, you will die of anime. Would it even be possible to stop it? Like, would it? Well, how would we go about it for scientific reasons, and B, is it even possible?
And do you mean like seeing anime ever will kill you, or like it's like smoking where it's like
it's just known
it accrues over time?
It is just known that this is very bad for I think smoking is the model that I was kind of thinking of. Like, this is like cigarettes. It will kill you over time. Every time you watch an episode of anime, it is knocking off a day from your lifespan or something, like. So like not literally magically, like it puts you at much higher risk for all sorts of, which it probably actually does, because the people, okay, come on now. Again, similar to gamers, like this is a sedentary hobby. This is not
okay.
Get outside and improve your lifespan hobby. When this is a hobby you do when sitting, which is the new smoking. Like, it is really bad for you to sit.
Okay, so this is like some CIA Cold War research type shit. They've discovered, all anime causes a chemical to be released in your brain that after 30 years of regular ingestion will get to a point where it kills you.
I think it's like smoking. I don't think it's magic. I don't think it's magic. I think it is like, this puts you at higher risk, like very remarkably increased risk of cancer and heart disease and like terrible consequences. And we need to shut it down. Is it going to be like cigarettes where we can't possibly completely eliminate them? We do our best to educate the population and everything, but at the end of the day, it's impossible to fully get rid of.
No. Considering that some outlets have reported that One Piece was the most watched TV show of 2022, no, people are in it. And people are just going to become even more pretentious about it. If it's like, anime is bad for you, they'll be like, fuck yeah, it is. It's why I'm about it.
I'm a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
and all the millennial memes of just like me staying awake for 24 hours watching as much anime as possible to get it all over with faster. Like, yeah.
Speaking of anime, we are going to burn through Lucas's Q4 2022 anime corner.
No.
Teed me up for this one.
It was suspiciously empty, the planning doc.
Yeah. Too much good anime happening last quarter. Too much good anime happening. Chainsaw Man. Boy, I wish I could share my full thoughts and feelings of this adaptation of my favorite manga of all time. But petulant children have started a change.org petition to redo the first season of the anime with a different director. And also, I think, going full tinfoil hat, this might be a psyop to curtail criticism of the anime, because now anyone, me included, who's like, I don't think I cared for that. I think they made some changes there that I think undercut the themes of the manga. People can immediately be like, oh, so you're like one of those fuckers who signed the change.org petition, you ungrateful idiot. And like, yeah, it's definitely halted my readiness to criticize the anime, knowing that change.org petition exists. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm mad about this situation.
Yeah. Look, me with Last of Us 2. Like, oh boy, I can't hate this game. Only Nazis and misogynists hate this game.
And Lucas.
Oh no. Yeah, Lucas hates all games. It's a sad dad game, therefore can't like
Oh
it.
my god, I can't talk about this because I don't want to get myself and other people in trouble. But I watched what is it called, a screener of the first episode of the Last of Us TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw
I
the
can't
first
comment
episode.
on it, but yeah, I saw that.
Probably can't say that you saw it either.
Yeah, I know.
but
Wait, what? Yeah,
that's
Did you-
okay.
wait, was it the whole thing or like a clip from it?
It's just like
No,
an episode.
I saw the entire first episode.
Damn.
I have friends who have seen, I
Ah.
think the first 5 or so that they give out to press and everything like that. Yeah, it's out there.
I guess that's just through like HBO Max now. At least the copy I saw. Like they had all of them up. You just have to have the
Certain
right email
key.
login.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Interesting.
I
Is it
can
good?
admit. Oh yeah, tangent.
You can't say anything, Andrew.
No.
He can say he watched it. He can have all the risk without any of the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Now people know that he's been illegally watching this show.
We should probably just cut this whole
but he doesn't
thing.
get to get the benefit of telling us if he liked it or not, or if it's any good.
Yeah,
I
Lucas,
feel like
you should probably cut this.
I feel like I'm putting out an energy that makes it clear what I thought of it.
Yeah.
Following private guidelines. Yeah. Akima Maid War. This is my favorite anime of the year and 10th favorite show of the year. Someone pay me to write about the union busting episode, please, because it's really good. Urusei Yatsura, this is a template from which a lot of modern rom-com anime draw, and is still outclassing most of them. Having the main character be hateable makes the jokes at his expense land so much harder. I just watched the final episode of this season today because it had a little bit of a weird production cycle. But Gundam, Witch from Mercury, I get it now. I understand why people love Gundam. I'm going down this very specific anime rabbit hole. The setup here is that Gundam technology is banned as they're better weapons than other giant robots, with the expense being that they rapidly kill the person piloting them. And the prologue for this focuses on one of the medical companies developing a Gundam because it's the only way they can fund their prosthetics research. And then they're assassinated by a formerly competing conglomerate of businesses that commissioned Gundams from them so they could carry out business-motivated assassinations and other plots against each other. It's really a good political war thriller happening right here. And I'm just into it. Also, I'm pretty sure the main Gundam in this one is powered by the soul of an orphan.
What is this show about?
It's a political drama. It's a war drama and really entertaining. The season 1 finale just ended with like the main character killing someone in front of her girlfriend and her being really non-pulse about it because like, yeah, what do you think these things are for? What do you think the metaphor of this show is? Gundams are instruments of war and terrifying.
Yeah. I love how they always have to make like a reason that Gundams are like, a thing. But in reality, like the reason that Gundams aren't a thing in real life is just that they suck. Like
wildly impractical.
The technology just makes no sense.
Why would it be the
stupid.
shape of a human being? Like,
right.
Why isn't it just a box that flies and nukes
why would
things?
it have to walk? Why wouldn't it just have treads like a tank? Like we have tanks. Why? Like none of this makes any sense. Like,
and it's like, oh, but this one can fly. It's like we have planes.
Right. We have things that fly much better than these.
They do have some Gundam models with treads, like that has been addressed as a plot point, but it's in some ways like less efficient than having them walk. They pigeonholed that argument. And also sometimes you need them for construction purposes. Sometimes you need them to do things that a mech with legs needs to do.
I think that's in Avatar. Like that's canon. Is that
Oh.
like the Gundams aren't for like war, and that they were
Right.
sent as like construction helpers.
Yeah.
And then the Marines were like, "Hey, give us some of them, and we'll strap a fucking minigun on it and
Yeah.
call it cool."
Like I guess that it kind of makes sense that it's, you're like, oh yeah, we like it, it's bipedal and you can like reach things and like that makes it, ergonomic, but like why isn't just a forklift with a crane on it?
That it's really interesting that you bring that up, Ryan, because in the most recent episode, which features a mercenary group from Earth attacking one company on another company's behalf, they use physical ammunition. Whereas like all the other ones, all the Gundams made in space use lasers and shit. And there's a line in there about how there's a whole convention about this. You're polluting space with the shells from your physical ammunition. And then the Earth people are like, we live on Earth. All you rich billionaires who flew to space polluted Earth and left for that exact reason. We don't give a shit that we're polluting Earth right now. And it's better that we're using physical ammo because there aren't heat constraints. We can be faster. We can like dedicate resources in our robot to other shit by not having to power lasers. And how far in the weeds they get with this is I get it, how people become Gundam heads now.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
Fair.
But also fun.
Yeah. Mob Psycho 100, Season 3. He did it. The best boy in anime accepted his own capacity to hurt people and his desire to be loved. Good for him.
He's the best boy in all of anime.
Mob from Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, he's number one.
He's up there after this season, at least.
He's number one.
And then Bleach, new season of that came back after, God, I think like 7 or 8 years of there being no new Bleach content. Bleach has been bad since circa 2011. That's not changing now.
I searched for best boy in anime.
Yeah.
And there's a Google question, who is best boy in anime? And someone wrote an article about the top 15 voted male characters by fans.
Yes.
Who do you think number one is, Lucas? And don't spoil it. I want to know who you think fans of anime voted as the number one boy.
It's either going to be Goku or Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
There is a Hunter x Hunter. It's Killua Zaldiak.
Okay.
They're number 8. Goku's not even on the list. There's a couple of Narutos who are second and third, but no.
Is it Boruto?
What year did this come out? What year was this article published?
This was published like a month ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any Dragon Ball in the top 15.
Then it's going to be the main kid from Demon Slayer, Tanjiro, whatever.
Not on the list.
Wow.
No Demon Slayer at all on the list.
God dang.
You're going to be really mad. Does that help you at all?
Oh, is it that dude from the Cyberpunk anime?
No.
That would have been funny.
Of all time. Number one of all time. It means it has to be very popular. And you have to hate it.
Is it Eren from Attack on Titan?
It's not Eren from Attack on Titan.
Is it a different guy from Attack on... That's a man!
Ackerman.
That's an adult man!
They have to be boys?
In anime.
What?
Levi Ackerman is a cold, distant, antisocial anime boy. He looks like a young teenager, but he's decades old. So he's a boy, but they did the whole like he's a 1,000-year-old dragon or whatever the fuck.
He's not. He's just a man in his 20s.
Levi Ackerman?
Yeah.
This picture of him, he looks young. That's 20s for anime, bro. Maybe he aged. Maybe they're looking at season 1.
Levi Ackerman, Attack on Titan.
Staring down his glasses.
Early 30s.
No, I know, but they're saying he looks like a young boy or like a young teenager. He's definitely.
Yeah, I mean they gave away
right
the game.
Around, like
they
16
said
to
he
18.
may look like a teenager, but he's not. He just looks that way.
He definitely looks like late teens. Like I feel like If I saw that guy, I would not think he's in his fucking 30s, and you wouldn't either.
Okay.
At the oldest, he's like a 22-year-old, like fresh out of college guy. But no, okay, so wait, now we need to find the number one who's an actual boy. Kakashi Hatake from
Again,
Naruto.
that's a 40-year-old man.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Itachi Uchiha from Naruto.
I think like teenager by his introduction, maybe
The
early
most
20s.
popular edgelord in the anime world.
Yeah, fair. I'd make the case for that.
Okay, number 4 is L from Death Note.
Adult.
That even says, yeah, he is a man of high intelligence. They're not even pretending there.
No,
So yeah, are these just male characters? They're not
I
even.
think so.
It does say male anime characters / anime boys. Yeah, those are two different things.
God damn.
Come on, man.
Wow. All right. I think that's all the yeah, we're just fully in the breakouts right now. Andrew, how's Jedi Fallen Order?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't gotten too far into it. I've played a couple of hours. It's free this month on PlayStation. So like, it's get ready for this, Lucas. Jedi Fallen Order is a Soulsborne Metroidvania game. And I'm not joking. It is. That's how I heard it described, and I thought it was just a bunch of bullshit words. I've played it for a couple of hours. That's what it is. It's a Soulsborne Metroidvania.
Guy
Swear
who's
to
only
God.
played Elden Ring. Wow, getting some Elden Ring vibes from Jedi Fallen Order. Okay, cool. Do you like this better? Do you like this approach to this format better than Elden Ring then? If we're immediately dropping comparisons?
I mean, like, it does not play like Elden Ring. I mean, controls wise, at least. I mean, with all the force ability shit and how you can like reflect lasers, and I mean, like, it's like, again, it's a Metroidvania. Like, a big part of the game is just figuring out how to get somewhere. Like, it's not like Elden Ring where it's just like you go somewhere and find what's there and do a thing.
Okay.
And level up. But there is like the, basically the bonfire mechanic where like you can rest and level up, but then like that means the enemies respawn, and shit like that. Like, there are like the different map areas that you go to, and there's some places you just can't go until you unlock a force ability later on, and then you can go back there and do a thing. I mean, like, it's much more constrained than Elden Ring, like,
Right.
But I don't know, it's different. It's a linear story. Elden
Okay.
Ring is definitely going to get a higher score. Then I'm not going to say Jedi Fallen Order is a better game than Elden Ring. It's not. But like, I don't know, it's fun. It's much more casual.
Fair. Ryan, what are you checking out?
I watched the first episode of Andor. It wasn't like blowing me away with the first episode. I think I'm gonna watch more, but it's gonna depend on like how into The Last of Us things get.
So, without doing any spoilers, the first episode is basically the first part of a 3-episode arc. Like, there's 12 episodes, and I think it's a 3-episode arc, another 3-episode arc, a in-between episode that sets up the next 3-episode arc, and then a 2-episode arc to end the season. Like, that's how it works. I mean, like, and it all, like, one leads into the next, but I'm just saying, like, you could watch the first 3 episodes, and that's your first story of this season. And at that point you kind of like get a feel for like the storytelling dynamic and how the characters work and shit like that. So I'd say like after 3 episodes, if you still aren't like digging it, the rest of the arcs are like do have a different feel to it, but like you'll know at that point whether or not you like it. So I'd say give it 2 more.
Tales from Andor.
Anime? You're describing some anime shit right here.
It is kind of arcy. It's not one narrative, huh?
Yeah.
Take twists and turns.
I don't think they introduce like the other, because there's like a couple different stories going on, much in the way that like most TV shows work, like different plot lines and characters and stuff. I don't think by the first, I'm trying to remember the first episode, I don't think they really dive into like the extraneous stuff that's happening that's really good in the show at that point. So
right. Yeah, no, I definitely didn't care about any of the characters other than him. So that was a potential issue. We'll see.
I think Stellan Skarsgård's going to get you at some point.
Is he who is he?
Has
he been in it yet?
I think he makes an appearance at the end of the first episode. Maybe he doesn't. He's Stellan Skarsgård. He's an older guy.
I know who Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, the first time you'll see him, he's
him.
like taking a bus or like a space bus or whatever onto the planet.
I don't think I've seen.
Do
that.
any vehicles
do
any vehicles in Star Wars just have wheels?
I don't think so.
Are they a wheelless society?
There's tank things, and then I know there's like rail, like trains and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think there are cars that don't float.
But even the trains, like, probably don't have wheels. They're probably levitating, right?
Yeah,
probably
some shit like that.
stuff.
I know there are the droids, the cool droids that like armadillo into wheels. They might count.
The cool droid. Tell me that you were born in 1995 without telling me you were born in 1995. Those drones that turn into little wheels. They're fucking cool.
They were fun to play as and or kill in the original Battlefront 2.
Original Star Wars trilogy. AT-ATs, giant fucking moose, crazy ass walking vehicles that fucking tear up the earth as they go. Fucking beta male prequel trilogies. We're GoBots. Roll around. Whee!
Let her rip.
Yeah.
Oh god.
What are they called?
Wait.
Rolly droids. Yeah, people look up rolly droids.
Yeah.
A droideca. That's what they're called.
Oh yeah, droidicas.
Ooh.
They bring those back for the stupid ass Boba Fett show, except bigger.
There's a quote at the top of the page on the wiki from Rune Hako, who says, "They're no match for droidecas." Star Wars does that a lot, where it like really hypes up things, like
For
doesn't
no
matter.
reason.
Sometimes they are good and they are serious threats, and sometimes they're not at all. Like there's no consistency. Sometimes they're just like absolutely lame, dumb shit. But yeah, like they talk about how cool
You
it
won't
is.
find any of that lame, dumb shit in Handor.
None of it.
Wait,
sure.
okay, hold on. They're pointing out that General Grievous in the third movie piloted a vehicle that's just a wheel.
A singular wheel. I think I remember that.
Yeah. So okay, there is a wheeled vehicle in Star Wars. And they also point out that R2-D2 has wheels, apparently. But I don't think R2-D2 is a vehicle. That's
You can't ride R2-D2. That's fucked up.
Not well, at least.
There's a Reddit thread. Am I the only one that thinks droidecas are the coolest droids? It says all of a sudden you have these sick roly-poly motherfuckers. I don't... This shit's lame as fuck. I don't know.
Dude,
like,
it
look,
is.
I didn't see Star Wars until like late high school. Like I thought the whole thing fucking sucked. Like,
Dude, you're
movie.
not watching Star Wars though right now. You're not. It has nothing to do
I
with
know
the other
you've said that,
bullshitty stuff.
and it's not as bullshitty, but it is still rooted in some stuff that I could not give less of a fuck about, and I am getting flashbacks to like fucking 20-minute monologues about fucking politics in the prequel trilogies that just don't matter. We get it. They're the bad guys. They're trying to become the bad guy. Like none of this shit is important. Just stop. Please stop. But no, Papa Lucas has to spoon feed us weird dialogue.
Personally, I think the show is really good.
Okay.
I think the first arc is good. I think you'll like that. Maybe you won't. I don't know. I think the second arc, so like episode 4, is when you start getting into like more of the political thriller heist aspect of shit. But like, I don't know. Just keep watching it, please. do me this solid and please keep watching.
Something that Ryan, that both of y'all might not care about, but maybe you'll find this interesting. Since there are no games I'm interested in playing until the 19th or the 20th of this month, I've gotten to video game emulation now that I have hardware that can 100% support that. Do either of you know how much of a pain in the ass video game emulation kind of is?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of emulation.
Okay.
How's it a pain in the ass? What's your deal?
So, like, I installed RetroArch.
What's that for?
Just emulating a bunch of different, pretty much like anything before the Nintendo DS.
So it's like handheld.
Some of that. No,
emulation?
it's everything. You can play PlayStation games on there, Dreamcast games, Game Boy games. Yeah.
Is that part of it? Like, because it's so generalized that it's hard to
think so, yes.
Yeah, I would just download emulators for the specific systems that you want.
That's fair.
But
I'm already here now. I figured it out. I think I can consistently play pretty much whatever I want to, and legally able to play. I'm only playing things legal. I'm not doing any crimes here. Federal Trade Commission. Yeah.
Wait, are you actually though? Like, in a video game, are you actually only playing games that you own the physical disc of in a video game?
Yeah, as a joke, are you not committing crimes?
Yeah. Like, as a meme, have you ever once downloaded a ROM for a game that you did not own the physical disc of in a video game?
Did you write a fan fiction where you committed video game crimes?
I'm pretty sure 2 of the games I've played so far through emulation were on a demo disc in my household growing up.
Okay. In a video game.
They were on a disc. They were on a disc.
Yeah, not the whole game.
Part of them were on a disc.
Not the whole game.
Yeah, 20
part
minutes
of them were on a disc.
It's dumb shit. You can't find a lot of these games. In a video game, I have almost exclusively played games that I once had the disc of. Because that's what you're doing emulation for, right? Is nostalgia. Like, I don't give a shit that like fucking Majora's Mask is a really good game. I'm not going back and playing fucking Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Like, it's just not happening. So I pretty much exclusively played games that I did once own the physical disc of. I don't know where the fuck it is. Like, I'm not gonna dig it up to make sure I still have possession so that I can like in a video game. I'm not gonna yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a trial to get that up and running. I started with the Steam version of RetroArch, but apparently because Sony made a little bit of a fuss, the code, the BIOS to make OG PlayStation games work on Steam, work on RetroArch, is excluded from the Steam version of that. So I had to uninstall that, download the more general version of it, and then add that code to the system, and then do a bunch of file conversion to make the games I've been playing actually playable through there. But yeah, I have spent a couple of hours in the original Silent Hill now. That is a game you need to play on a controller. That is a game you need to play when you can easily find and hold down the run button and not just kind of mess around on a keyboard and figure out what was accidentally mapped to where with very little consideration. And yeah, I'm enjoying that. I think I will have that game beat and digested before the next Fire Emblem game, which I very much want to play, comes out on the 20th. And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've been playing with that one, and that is... Boy, that game has had a lot of influence on what modern video games are like.
Like Jedi Fallen Order.
Can you equip like different weapons to different hands in Jedi Fallen Order?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because that is in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but shoulder buttons don't do anything. And it should feel very much like, okay, I should hit R1 to use the right arm and then L1 to use the left arm, but that's instead mapped to circle and square. So I kind of get it. I kind of get what they were going for, but it is so just not ergonomical to what I'm used to playing video games as in 2023. So that's an interesting experience.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but on the day that GTA Online released like their newest content, that was maybe like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Like the modders actually made a pretty big breakthrough, and now like the PS3 version of Grand Theft Auto 5 is mildly stable on emulation.
Oh my God.
That's how long that game has been producing new content. It is kind of playable on an emulator already.
Jesus.
Like that was kind of bonkers. Like I watched the video of them like celebrating them like running around as Michael in one of the levels on a fucking PC with an emulator. I was like, holy shit, dude. Because that was late. So like that's not how emulation works. Like usually you get the early games first because they're the least complex, the ones that didn't really know how to use the full extent of the hardware. They're just kind of enhanced versions of the last gen. Grand Theft Auto 5 was at the very end of the PS3's life cycle and used everything that it had. So yeah, that was kind of wild to think about. It made me feel a little old because I remember I think I still have in my PlayStation messages me messaging Jason and being like, you getting GTA 5? Like, hell yeah, I can't wait. We're going to play that so often. Like, so, yeah.
Time.
Yeah. On this exact computer that we're doing this Zoom call, I have PS2X for PlayStation 2 games, which for me, I had an Xbox, but it's that generation, so I get to play games that I had on Xbox. I have Dolphin for Wii. I have my Wii right over there, but sometimes it was more convenient to play on my fucking my PC. And that also does Game Boy games, obviously, because the Wii does Game Boy games. And also an SNES emulator. So
I'm very interested in this. I've been going the opposite route as you, Ryan, mostly using this to explore games I missed out on and that have not been treated well by time. So in some ways, like this emulated version of Silent Hill is maybe the best version of Silent Hill out there. Right.
I remember I booted up Madden 07 and turned the resolution to 4K, or not 4K because I'm on a what's it called, the 1440 monitor, but turned it up to 1440, turned up like up res, like, you know, scaling the models and everything to be higher texture, and I'm like, this game looks so good that if I took this back to 2006, they would assume that this is Madden 23. They would assume this is the new version of Madden and just be like, no, they didn't really like update the animations very much, but wow, it's so crisp. Like everything looks fucking great. Like that is wild. That is a weird part of emulation.
That'd be a fantastic use of a time machine, just fucking with people about what Madden games will or will not look like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And then outside of that, I mean, video games are happening in 2023. They will be happening soon, but I don't know. I'm seeing like a couple of like fan Pokemon games that look in the gold and silver art style. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's in beta right now, but I'd fuck around with Pokemon Coral eventually. I'd check that out.
Yeah. This is kind of off topic, but in suspended animation, do you think that, like, as a general rule in science fiction, when you're in suspended animation, do you age?
Maybe at a decreased rate, but no, I don't believe so. I think cold sleep, you were locked in. You're like frozen in time.
You get, so it's just a time machine. A future time machine.
One-way time machine.
Yeah, it can only go one way. Because that was what I brought up. Angel was watching a show that had like something like that, where it was like they woke someone up and he'd been asleep for 20 years and he was just like, whoa, holy shit. And I was just like, oh, so they have a time machine. I was like, you can just tell people to wake you up whenever, and assuming that they do, you have an actual time machine. Like,
yeah, but they got to keep you alive that whole time.
Maybe.
Boy,
I don't know how it works.
Boy, if I had fewer responsibilities, that's a little tempting. That's a little like, hey, this video game you want to play comes out in 2 weeks. Like, okay,
that's
bye.
a South Park episode. That's
Yes.
Cartman, literally.
Yeah, he freezes himself and
For the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. Suicide should stop existing, right?
Yeah.
If that happened, right? Like even if it's risky, I don't know, just why not jump 40 years in the future instead of like, oh no, like I feel disconnected from this world. I don't have any close friends. I don't have any family that I talk to. I don't
try
really
40 years from now.
Yeah, no, it's
it'll
just
be
like,
better.
fuck it. Why not see what 40 years in the future is like? Like, I guess if it doesn't work out, oh well, you were thinking about it anyways. If it does go well, then maybe you'll still be sad, but maybe you won't. Maybe it'll be like, holy shit, we've cured depression. Like, we're set.
Just in like it's just like a super like crazy, heartbreaking twist. It's like, oh yeah, going 40 years in the future and having everyone that I loved, no longer be with me made me realize I didn't have it that bad before and I wish it could go back. And now I'm really going to kill myself because now I'm actually alone.
40 more years. What's the worst that could happen?
Also,
just keep going, man.
The cynical capital version of this idea of exploring this stuff already exists. Because this is a thing in Cowboy Bebop. One of the main characters from that was frozen in time like that, went in the one-way time machine. And then when she woke up, they were just like, yeah, so you have like 3 lifetimes of medical debt to pay off now. The insurance to cover this didn't exist when you were frozen, so let's get you on a payment plan.
It's the bank thing, right? Where like if you owe $1,000 to the bank, you owe $1,000 to the bank. If you owe, or like it's your problem. If you owe $500,000 to the bank, it's kind of the bank's problem. Like you got nothing to lose, like whatever. There's nothing you're really going to be able to do in a reasonable time frame. Like this is now the bank's issue. So I don't know. But no, like if you're genuinely going to kill yourself, why not take a tour of the future before you do? See how far out you can go. Maybe check in every 5 years, Yeah. It could literally be a road trip. Just like, all right, let's do 5 years and then we'll do 5 more and I'll just see how the world develops. And at some point I'll run out and I'll know things are probably pretty rough out there. Yeah. And it was good that I ran out of time.
Infallible technology, like, sure, let's take this all the way to the heat death of the universe. That seems like a pretty cool way to commit suicide.
Yeah, that would be some pretty impressive technology.
Yeah. And then just want to shout out a couple of the movies I watched over the break, including Persepolis, Rashomon, The Menu, and Carnival of Souls. I don't have to speak at length about all of them, but good spectrum of good, great, interesting, bad, and boring movies in here. In an order that would surprise you.
Can you tell that I'm fast? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. No. I was going to change it.
Oh, no, I'm done. Yeah. That was it.
I was going to say, can you tell that I'm fascinated by this concept and that I literally just dreamed up a TV show that I think genuinely would be interesting, where like someone goes into a future time machine, like now, like they first get invented now. And they're like, okay, well, the stock market grows at, 6% annually over a long enough time frame. Like, I'm just going to put all my money into a stock market account and be, an ultra billionaire in 300 years or something, and does that. And then we follow the family of that person, like of his descendants, and like the mythos of like, no, there's this guy who like put a bunch of money in and like, maybe he was like, in 275 years inform my like progeny, inform my progeny that I'm gonna wake up in 25 years and here's all this money that like they can use some of, but like most of it's for me. And like then getting the drama of like, we know when he's gonna wake up and we need to, but all of a sudden this family becomes like uber wealthy and has to like, I don't know, deal with that fact while knowing that the guy who made it all possible is from a completely different era and is waking up soon and like time to make preparations and stuff. And yeah, maybe we skip then ahead to like, a few weeks later or a few weeks before, and the final steps, and you're like some young 19-year-old who's like all of a sudden involved in, I don't know, crazy politics and shit that go on there.
Yeah, and the guy wakes up, and of course, because he was rich, he was just an uber racist and is very
I don't think he was
concerned.
rich.
Oh,
I think he was
okay.
a regular
Guy.
person.
Oh, okay.
Like you or me, maybe not a regular, maybe he was like in his 30s and had like a decent nest egg saved up, but like, I don't know, like got divorced and, his kids hate him.
Right.
I don't know, some reason that he isn't able to, maybe he is like court ordered, like because of a misunderstanding to not be able to see his kids. And like, then just decides, all right, fuck it. Like I've got, $500K in the bank at like 6% annually on average. If I go 300 years into the future, I'm going to be one of the wealthiest people, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Like,
I know that would be very interesting. And you have like the immediate drama to his children of like, we were kind of expecting to inherit some of that money. Like, not what's going on? We're getting screwed over a little bit.
Well, the kids aren't, like, because once again, basically the dad disappeared because like he was court ordered not to see them anymore. And then he disappeared and everyone assumed he killed himself, but he signed up for some sketchy company that then froze him cryogenically. And maybe the company plays into it too. Like, how legit are they? Like, their motives in the whole thing, but like they have followed it so far, and who knows what's going to happen. He's like a regular person, so like he has to develop into the 300 years in the future. There's going to be a romance subplot. Incest is all the rage. Like,
yes,
someone who's so far down the line from him that they're not any more related than like any random person from his time. Like, but they are related. Like, he is her great grandfather. Like,
or is that just a personal conflict for him? Because we're so far in the future that the human genome has been cracked. Like, there are no, we can
genetic consequences
take care of like genetic disorders that could result from incest.
And that's the only moral reason.
It's all the rage. Once they got rid of the scientific reasons,
that's it. Then
everyone's like,
the floodgates opened up. It's the only thing holding us back. It's like when Christians are like, wait, so you don't believe in God? Why aren't you murdering and raping people? And it's like, what the fuck?
Question for you.
That is scary. Like, I know why
I would totally do that if I, didn't think I'd go to hell.
Right. I know exactly why you're not doing that. And it terrifies me because you might one day have a moment where you start to doubt this thing. And that's the only reason, right?
There's a spec script in here. We can put this together. We could pitch this.
I think so. Yeah. And if someone who actually has the power to make the show makes it, we'll have this as a timestamped reference where we spell out the whole thing, and we don't want anything, just maybe credit. I don't know. Maybe a story by credit.
I mean, I actually just finished reading a book series that was kind of like the opposite of that, of like just a guy who is put in cryo because his parents are war criminals and they're like trying to keep him from being prosecuted. Like, we're going to put you on ice for 100 years because you're related to us, and they're going to like fucking execute you for your relationship with us. So we're hoping that like in 100 years, like they just won't care about it anymore. And then he like wakes up on Mars and it's just in a work camp. And they're like, we don't care your parents were war criminals. But kind of just everyone's in a work camp now trying to like expand Earth's colonies and shit. And like it just keeps happening to him, where he keeps just like flash forwarding another 50 years. He's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And then eventually it just gets back to him. And they're like, hey, yeah, it's like 500 years ago. Your parents were war criminals. We're going to prosecute you.
Oh, boy.
I think statute of limitations, but okay. Andrew, you check out the Rick and Morty finale?
No, still haven't.
Dude,
I completely forgot. This one's on me.
It was our number. That was in the top 10. That was like number 8.
Yeah, I saw 90% of the show. I felt confident enough to vote on it.
All right, it's a good ending. One of the better finales. All right then. In no small part because I also desperately have to go to the bathroom, and because we're getting a little long in the tooth here, I think that's what we're going to call it on the 210th episode of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast. first episode of 2023, which will almost certainly be titled, I don't know. What do you guys like best? What is a gamer?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, we'll workshop it. I'll workshop that and post a little bit. Thank you all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Email voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Twitter @V2_podcast. Support us through Patreon, Anchor Podcast platform. Join the terrific patrons Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. And follow me @LucasDeRider on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. Hope you had a great holiday break, everyone, and best of luck in the new year. Goodbye.